Hi everyone, I'm Nancy.
And I'm Stephanie.
And if you enjoy our show, please like and subscribe.
And hit that notification bell.
We're also on Instagram at TWiN, and you can also find us on X. Today we're going to talk about Invictus and how it has been markled. And this is our opinion that it's been markled, but we're going to present some evidence on why it's been markled and how yesterday's article in People magazine kind of solidified that it's been markled. So let's start from the very beginning of what I saw yesterday. People magazine put this out. Now, what's surprising about this is before Invictus could put this on their website, Harry had to leak this to People magazine, which I find very, very telling. Like, he wanted people to know before this actually happened. It says, Prince Harry is immensely grateful to friend who helped build his Invictus games amid step down. The Duke of Sussex is saying goodbye to his longtime Invictus Games CEO, Dominic Reid. Now, why would the CEO be stepping down from this successful venture, this organization that's helping so many people? Before we get into this article, we want to say that we think Invictus was a great idea. We were all for it. I hope that somebody eventually continues this that's not Prince Harry and Meghan. Just wanted to put that out there before we got into the article.
Thank you, King Charles and Prince William, for founding it.
Yes, and we'll get to that. Prince Harry is praising a faithful leader of his groundbreaking mission for veterans and armed forces members. Dominic Reid, the CEO who led the Invictus Games from its inception, says he will stand down as it is time for someone new to take this vital movement forward into its second vigorous decade. So let's get to what Invictus used to be. Let's go back to 2014 when this all started. Okay, guys? And we have the proof.
I wish we could really go back.
I do too. I really, really do. Unfortunately, we can't. But I want you guys to see how popular this was and what a big deal this was. I know that, like, we see excerpts and things from Meghan just marching with soldiers and making a fool out of herself and not a lot of people showing up anymore and veterans getting upset and blah, blah, blah.
Culottes.
Yeah, culottes. But this was a big deal. And its inception started with Harry going to America, seeing the Warrior Games, stealing the idea. Well, not him personally stealing the idea. I believe, Stephanie believes, this is our opinion, his people, his aides saying this would be a great idea. Him going to the Royal Foundation, the head of the Royal Foundation, and saying, this is something great. William and Charles going, this is perfect for Harry. Let's give this to Harry and let's completely support it. Her Majesty the Queen supports it. It was a big deal. It was a great thing. And look at all the people that came. So this is 2014.
Why did I visit the Warrior Games back in America last year? Well, when I was in Washington in 2012, I met a small contingent of the UK team that was representing ourselves. And hearing the stories that came back from the games really sort of ignited something inside me that made me want to basically broaden this to a wider audience, and therefore speaking to the relevant people from the Royal Foundation, insisted that I try to get myself there for 2013, which, as you know, we made it. Why bring it to the UK? Well, it was such a great concept by the Americans that it had to be stolen. Quite simple as that, really.
I know why they brought it to the UK, and it has nothing to do with the good idea. It was just to keep you busy, Harry.
Yes.
That's why.
I mean, it's pretty obvious why they did it.
Writing's on the wall, dude, literally.
Yeah. So, but he seemed like it was something he wanted to be a part of. He was excited about it. The whole UK was excited. They were behind Harry. He was very popular back then. Yeah. He was like, I think it went like the Queen and then Harry.
Yeah.
Which makes sense because this is the thing about Prince William and King Charles. The Prince of Wales, their duty is really just getting ready for the throne.
Stay under the radar. Yeah. Don't cause any waves. Harry, we saw as a human. Yeah. He was out partying with Rihanna. That's all good stuff. You know, Americans like that kind of stuff. It's like, oh, dude, he's like us, you know, yay.
Yeah.
But Harry was extremely popular back then. Extremely. And that's how, you know, Prince William wanted to play it because he is going to be the king.
Yeah.
And that's his right.
The same way King Charles played it.
Yeah.
I mean, he was kind of the quiet person in the family. Okay, so his family completely supported him. So here's more proof of that. I want you guys to keep in mind that this was when Princess Catherine was pregnant with Charlotte, and she had severe morning sickness. And Prince William did not have to show up to this.
No.
At all.
Oh, he's just so hot and nice, you know. He's just a kind person.
Now, usually with first annual anything, award shows, sporting events, anything, it's usually a lot smaller. But you can see that the Royal Foundation brought their A game. They wanted this to succeed. This was a big deal.
That's really cool. I had never seen that before. I mean, talk about a spectacle. That's awesome.
It's wonderful. Yeah. And it was all about the wounded warriors.
Yeah. I wasn't even thinking about how hot Prince William was.
Yeah. So here's a little of his opening speech, which again, you can tell he still has compassion in him. You can feel it.
Whoever's idea it was to put me here was, yeah. Their stories are amazing as they are unique. Over the next 4 days, we will see some truly remarkable achievements. For some of those taking part, this will be a stepping stone to elite sport. Welcome to the Games. Welcome to Invictus.
Hopefully puts a broadcast out to the public, showing that actually sports can still be done if you're wheelchair bound or not. And for us guys, just because we're against 14 different nationalities and we're England, we've got to do well. Hopefully walk away with a winning gold.
I used to do sports before my injury, prior to my injury. So it was always part of my life. And it helped me so much during my recovery. I think it's important for every injured person, not only me. By doing this competition, we will get lots of motivation, lots of mental support.
Get behind Great Britain and the Injured Soldiers team. Buy tickets for the Invictus Games. It'll be a great week out for family, friends.
If you want to see me running in Invictus Games, please come and watch our game in the stadium. Thank you so much.
So that was really sweet. Prince William is with his brother. They're welcoming the English team of the first annual Invictus Games. It's just a beautiful moment. And this is the sort of like the business leaders, kind of the sponsors of everybody meeting together. Again, Prince William is there. King Charles is there at the time, Prince of Wales. And Prince Frederick, he's now King Frederick of Denmark, is even there. So you don't see any dignitaries like this anymore at Invictus. And there's a reason. And it has nothing to do with people are picking sides or this or that. It has to do with Harry screwed up. He screwed up. He took money over family and nobody trusts him. They just don't. He cares more about making Netflix money and scandals and all this crazy stuff than, you know, being loyal to the veterans and his family and his country. He turned his back on his country.
Delighted to be here at the Queen Elizabeth Olympic Park at the start of the Invictus Games, and in particular I've had the chance to meet before the opening ceremony with a number of Britain's most senior business leaders. We've been thrilled to have the Royal Highnesses, the Duke of Cambridge and Prince Harry with us for a very focused meeting on how do we work between the business and the military community to help the transitioning of servicemen and women as they leave the armed forces. At the end of the meeting, we've been thrilled that His Royal Highness Prince of Wales has been able to join the Duke of Cambridge and Prince Harry. Obviously, the Invictus Games will be a wonderful showcase for the talents of the wounded, injured and sick servicemen and women on the field of play, but often their injuries mean that they'll be needing to leave the armed forces and therefore looking for a career that gives them just the same challenge and opportunity and inspiration as they had when they were serving. And we've also got a number of the team captains from the Invictus Games with us, and some other wounded, injured and sick servicemen who've come over to share their experiences of transition, and obviously to talk about how excited they are to be taking part in the Invictus Games this week. And so it's a lovely bringing together of the different parts of this challenge. We have the business leaders, we have the servicemen and women, we have General Andrew Gregory, the Chief of Defence Personnel, and obviously their Royal Highnesses. And together we've had a very focused discussion and a really enjoyable evening thinking about how we can help serving men and women move into the next stage of their careers.
So again, that to me is so beautiful, because this isn't just the UK doing it. It's a global, community that they're trying to get together. And it's just this beautiful thing.
And it's so cool to see how engaging Prince Harry was back then with other people, because he didn't have the claw grabbing at his back. It's like he was free. He was independent. He had self-esteem back then.
Yeah.
He had charisma. It's all gone now, but it was nice to see there, and geez, what
it's
a
hard to
what
watch.
a waste. What a waste.
So now we're just going to see a little bit of the closing. I want to show you the contrast of what it looked like back then and what it looks like now, the crowd. Now we saw in Germany, they were, in my opinion, they were hiring people to sit up there, and then it looked a little CGI. Remember, because I kept seeing the same people sitting, so it looked like it was a little fake.
And then
plus
the hostile kids running after the golf cart. There's a lot going on with this kind of manipulation. They're manipulating our eyes.
Yeah, we covered Invictus Germany, and I'll put the links in the description below if you haven't watched them already. I think we did like a 3-part video on it. But you can watch that. But just look at the contrast.
Good evening, London. Firstly, I just want to read a short message from Granny. At this closing ceremony of the inaugural Invictus Games, Prince Philip and I send our heartfelt congratulations to the organisers and supporters of this competition, and most importantly, to you men and women of the armed forces who have overcome great adversity just to take part in these games. As I have followed the competition over the past 4 days, I have been deeply moved by your courage, determination and talent. All of you have used the power of sport to enhance your own recovery and to raise wider awareness of the enormous challenges faced by wounded veterans. The success of these games can be measured not by medals won, but by the renewed sense of purpose and confidence in your abilities that you have gained. I send my warmest good wishes and congratulations to you all.
Now the closing ceremony is Meghan dancing with her Nigerian brothers off stage. Remember that?
It also has applause signs.
Yes.
But you can also tell by the crowd, there were just people that wanted to come from all over the world. Now it's just the people who partake in the games and a couple of their family members, and that's pretty much it. It looked like there was going to be a rockin' band after his speech, and it was going to be a lot of fun.
It's the Meghan Show. That's what you're saying. It's the Meghan Show now.
I have to show everybody. William's going to be really hot in this, okay? Oh. But I have to show some pictures of William at the Invictus Games with Harry. There is Queen Camilla, apparently the villain that Harry called her in his book Spare. There he is with his dad, who said he was never kind or warm to him ever. Well, there they are, all having a laugh and supporting each other.
Oh, this is fun. This is Prince William Snapchatting his dad. Oh, that's cute. See, it's just the comfortability with them. You can't fake that stuff.
Now, notice how Prince William is actually wearing an Invictus jacket the entire time.
Yeah.
And he's not wearing culottes
and open-toed sandals.
No, not at all. Miss the brothers. I really do. I know people are like, this is Harry too. But guys, I'm going to play something that Tom Bauer said. And he's got a good listen. Meghan is poison. I blame Meghan on this. I really do. I mean, come on, guys.
Twitter, there's a hashtag Meghan is the problem. I say we keep that up all weekend. Meghan is the problem.
Yes. Here they are hugging, which Meghan says Brits do not do.
It's very jarring for Brits.
Now there's Prince William giving out medals. There's King Charles giving out medals. More medals. More medals. He had nothing to do with this, the Sussex squad says. Somebody asked me the other day, why does Harry wear lifts on his shoes?
Mm-hmm.
That is why.
Oh, it's not a big deal.
He's tall. But
Harry's tall.
Apparently he wants to be taller.
That's fine.
But that's why he wears lifts, guys. He's not as tall as his brother, and he is, in his own head, he's in competition with him, which, dude, don't try to be in competition with Prince William, ever. You will lose that. Here's Tom Bauer stating the obvious.
I mean, Meghan is an agent of poison. She actually is able to destroy relationships. And when she cultivates relationships, it's always for her own good, her own purpose. So she's not actually someone who's any generosity of spirit. And it is really one of the great sadnesses of this whole saga that in the end, Meghan has destroyed the relationship between Harry and his family, just as she's destroyed the relationship with not only her father, but also her half-sister. Meghan's mother deserted her when she was 2 years old. No one ever saw Meghan's mother at school in all her years, both at primary and at secondary school. So Thomas, working phenomenally hard as a lighting director, always made sure that he was at home then for Meghan, took her out at weekends, paid for her schooling, paid for all the things, including her union ticket, to become an actress. So suddenly, to be treated in that way, so ungratefully, so spitefully, just has completely shattered a man who in the end doted and worshipped his daughter. And he can't understand it. And he just thought that the letters and the things that Meghan publicised about what a terrible man he was completely unwarranted. And of course, that's the indication of Meghan. I mean, it's not just obviously her father. She did the same to the Queen. She did the same to Princess Kate and to William. She is a person who has absolutely remorseless in her hatred if she doesn't decide that someone should be neutralized and destroyed. And that is her strength and, of course, her weakness.
And that's just sad because yesterday was Mr. Markle's birthday. He turned 80. So happy birthday, Mr. Markle.
So obviously Meghan coming into the Invictus, we thought she was just originally going to just go as Harry's wife, but she has taken a more senior role in this, and nobody knows why.
Is that what they call it these days? Senior role?
Yeah. It's
narcissism.
It's become the Meghan Show, and it's become a spectacle beyond spectacles, and we forget what it's about. And that's what makes me feel so sad, because I'm looking at these 2014 videos and I'm like, now
I get it.
I get it, dude.
Now I don't get it.
Mm-hmm. And we're not the only ones who feel this way. Fears over Prince Harry's Invictus Games future, as veterans say it lost meaning, but he won't give up. Some veterans reportedly raised concerns over Meghan Markle's involvement in the Invictus Games and urged Prince Harry to step down, but he is unlikely to give up, said a PR expert.
He's not going to give up those pay-to-play awards at the ESPYs.
Well, that's what this article sort of alludes to.
Why would Meghan want to give that up?
Exactly. In recent years, Harry's wife, Meghan, has become involved in the games and has been by his side to witness the success of the event. Now, I just want everybody to know, yes, she's been by his side, unless it's going to London and going to the 10-year anniversary and listening to Harry speak about that. She will not step foot in England because she is a coward. She also made a passionate speech at last year's event and was seen clapping and cheering with her husband. Really? You don't want to mention the marching? But while many people have welcomed Meghan's involvement and praised the way she has supported Harry, some veterans said they are worried the games have become too royal and have lost their meaning. With Meghan's involvement, GB News host Mark Dolan claimed that about 2,000 ex-military have left the games and that some veterans would like Harry to step down. And if Harry was any kind of guy, he would, for the good of the games. But he's not. So if you guys don't remember the games from last year or even Whistler, we can remind you, unfortunately, there was the marching. We all remember this. It was, nobody knew why she was doing it. Harry wasn't even there.
Stiletto march.
Here she is marching again or doing the about face again. Who told her to do this? Oh my God, I would give anything if I knew who told her to do this. Did she do it on her own?
Oh, I think so.
This keeps me up at night, dude. I mean, this is so weird. Somebody had to have said, stand here. Nobody just does that.
Maybe she's following him.
But he's a veteran.
I'm saying, no, you're asking who directed her to do that. I said, maybe he's right ahead of her and she's following him. Who knows? She's out of her mind, so who knows?
And let's not forget the Culotte marching day. This was probably one of the darkest days of my life.
Yeah, Nancy went into a deep depression after this one.
I couldn't believe it. I was shocked. I was outraged.
And she's ahead of them, too. I mean, not only was that guy an actual veteran, he's also a man, and she's standing ahead of him. I mean, the disrespect on all levels. I.e., the 2014 video of Harry and William coming to greet the English team showed William letting Harry walk in front of him. So even though William outranks Harry, he knew that he was the veteran and this was his thing, and he let Harry walk in front of him. Do you think Meghan did that during Invictus? I would say no.
Well, let's see the proof. No, she couldn't even let him walk in front.
She walks right in front of him
the whole time.
The whole time. I'm piecing it all together and watching it in this way is really disturbing.
It is. And then I wanted to show you Harry's closing speech. Obviously not the whole thing, just like 5 seconds of it, but I wanted you to see the audience, how there was hardly any energy there. And it's just sad. And you can tell there's an audience applause sign somewhere because he waits, because he knows in his speech it says applause.
You also have to remember it's sort of like a situation comedy live show situation, like going to watch Seinfeld, you know. Of course they have the applause button going. Of course they have people off to the sides going, oh, more energy, more energy. This is being filmed for a documentary. This isn't real.
But just they don't give contrast of 2014.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. You think Harry was involved in the camera settings back then? No, Harry has to do everything now.
Yeah.
Even though he doesn't want to, because he doesn't work. He doesn't like to work. But Harry has to be in charge of everything. So that's why it's such a shite show.
But I also hope that you are mentally stronger than when you arrived.
Why does she need a bodyguard behind her?
Why is he talking like that? Like he has gum in his mouth.
I don't.
And he kind of like sniffled. He went like that, like he had a little congestion or something. I mean, you think he'd be on your A game. You're talking in front of everyone. The excitement that he had when he was reading his granny's note compared to this, and he's supposed to be thriving. Nope. Hey, I believe 50% of what I hear and all that I see.
But after all this, you don't need to rely on a uniform, nor should you ever feel lost without one. So many of you and your loved ones have been to the darkest places imaginable. Thank you.
They did at the end, and this is my opinion, but what it sounds like they did was you heard that big applause. Woo! That was the audio applause playing, and they did a woo, and then they probably expected the crowd to hear that and then you hear it die down. That's the actual audience applauding. But what you first heard was audio coming from backstage.
The last thing, thank you and good night. It's like this. So
I feel really bad for Invictus now, and I really wish the best for them. I hope Harry steps down. I think it would be the right thing to do.
Or just don't bring her next year or this year, whenever it is. It this year again? Whistler, right? Oh, so next year it's 2025.
Yeah,
but hopefully, maybe just not bring her. Divorce might be pending. We got a lot of time till February.
You know,
a lot of time.
As a person on YouTube that likes to watch these things and then talk about it, I care so much about the wounded veterans. I really hope I don't have to cover it, and he does step down. I really do, and they just do a wonderful job, and everyone's happy. That's what I hope, but I don't think that's going to happen. But that's what I hope. Today's animal rescue is German Shepherd Rescue of Orange County. You guys, there are so many German Shepherds in shelters right now. It is crazy, especially in California. Stop buying German Shepherd puppies and then thinking you can take care of them and then give them to the shelter. It is, guys, I adopted a senior German Shepherd. And she was 13 at the time, and she had hit this. She was the best dog ever. I had her for 3 years. She lived a great life. Because these poor dogs, it's like they get dumped.
Well, the thing about German Shepherds, a lot of people buy them for security dogs.
And they are good at that. They're did patrol the yard.
But some are just little love muffins that really aren't aggressive at all. And then people are like, screw them. I'm going to take them to the shelter. Well, those are horrible people, and it's called karma, and it's coming for you.
Yeah. So, please, please, please give them some love. Share them with friends and family. They're doing amazing work and pulling a lot of German Shepherds right now out of shelters, high kill shelters. California, Gavin Newsom, get your stuff together, dude. It's like, we don't have that in Oregon. You want to be so progressive? Why don't you make your laws for animals a little tighter there? Okay? Stop worrying about certain other things and start caring about your animals and I don't know, homeless people. Moron. Anyways, thanks for joining us. We had a great time. We will see you very, very soon.
Bye. Love you.